Salut Year 7 et bienvenue au cours pour aujourd'hui. Right guys, I hope you're all well and looking forward to today's lesson. Let's tell you what we're going to do today. Look at how much we've covered from module 3. We've done all of this on lockdown and you've done really well. Really like this module. So today we're coming towards the end of the module. We're still going to talk about clothes, a bit more to do, but I just wanted to do some revision on sport and free time to make sure that was all ready, because when you come back you'll be doing some assessment on this. So what we're going to do today is test you on sport, but rather than saying like what you do, what sports you play, which we know and we're really good at, we're going to add some more flair, GCSE to our French. You're going to say when you do it, like what training you do, and we're going to look at a text, a reading and a listening that are really tough today. They're at that assessment level to see what you can do. So it's going to be tough, but nothing my Year 7 legends can't handle. Donc, ça c'est ce qu'on va faire aujourd'hui. You know what to do, people. S'il vous plaît, assez vu. Ouvrez les cahiers, copiez le date. Il faut inventer le date. Copiez le titre du genre. Ils sont actifs. Et sur le contrôle de post-it aujourd'hui, il y a 1, 2, 3 choses à traduire en français avec les lettres. Comment dire en français? Here's I am. We love. What happens to our ending it? Ch-ch-ch. What's the p-p-p for we? Alors, is boring. It's 2 ways to say that. 5, I like watching. Et 6, I think it's. Alors, comment dire les choses ici? Mettez-moi sur pause. And then as I'm paused, spend like a minute sorting your book out. Have a little look, see if you can do this control de post-it. When you're ready, restart the video and I'll go through the answers. Hello mes petits, you're right. If you've restarted me, you're ready to start our lesson. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to listen to sports people, sportsmen and sportswomen, or people who want to be professional sportsmen and sportswomen, and they're going to talk about their day, and they're going to be using all the things we've learned. They're going to be using our key verbs, jouer, faire, and general ER verbs, and they're going to be using some new language that we've not looked at. Now this is just like your assessment, where they do the same sorts of thing and they'll throw in a bit of extra French to see what you can handle, and I know you guys will do really well. So that's what it's all about today. We're testing your reading and listening. Even though there's some unknown language, they use loads of the stuff we study really hard, which is what we've got for our contrôle de post-it aujourd'hui. Donc, he is, il est. You've got to know être and how it changes. It's an irregular verb. I am is the next one. Je suis, this is how you say I am, both from the same verb. We love, well, we know j'adore is I love, nous is we, but you don't say nous adore. You've got to change the ending. What's our pattern for nous? It goes E-E-S-E-E-E, O-N-S, E-Z-E-N-T. Nous adorons is what you need. If you've got number 3, well done. Alors, numéro 4. There's 2 ways to say it. You can either say c'est ennuyeux, or you can say c'est barbon. If you've got both those ways, Lottie usually gets loads of these. Excellent effort. Numéro 5. I like watching. Now this is what we talked about last week, people. How do you get this ing sound? So our rule is the first verb changes, the second verb stays the same. We don't change it. Can you remember what we called a verb we didn't change? Starts with an I. An infinitive. Oh, look at that. An infinitive is what you need. So it is j'aime regarder. When you use 2 verbs together, the first verb you chop off the ER and change it. The second verb you don't. And then finally, I think it's, je pense que c'est. Voilà, right guys. So if you got all 6 of these, you've done really well. I reckon 3 or more, you can be pretty happy with yourself. You know our language from the module, but today, we're pushing you out your comfort zone. We're going to test you on some more things. Donc, le premier activité is on the sheet I've given you. Load it up now and have a little look. Et voilà, ici, c'est le premier activité pour aujourd'hui. Alors, ici, dans la boîte bleue, vous avez le nouveau vocabulaire en français. Mon passe-temps préféré, je m'entraîne, il s'entraîne une fois par semaine, une fois par jour. Et ici, dans la boîte rouge, vous avez le vocabulaire en anglais. Alors, il faut trouver la paire entre le français et l'anglais. C'est très difficile aujourd'hui, mes petits. Donc, pour vous aider, j'ai utilisé les couleurs. J'ai utilisé le jaune pour vous aider. Donc, 1, 2, 3, 4 et 5 sont en jaune. Donc, les possibilités sont B, C, F, H, I. Par exemple, numéro 1, mon passe-temps préféré. Right, Mr. Ennis has never taught me passe-temps, but I know préféré is favorite because we learned ma matière préférée only a few months ago. So this word has to include favorite in it. Once a day? No. I train? No. Et voilà. Et donc, voilà. Tu veux le faire entre le français dans la boîte bleue et l'anglais dans la boîte rouge. Today, guys, I'll be really happy with 5. Any 5 you match up would be great. 8 or more is incredibly strong. 11, you'll need to match the 10 and you'll have to do the extra challenge. Now for this, you'll need to use the French in the blue box to help you out. Guys, this is going to be tough. You know how this works. Bon courage mes petits. 3, 2, 1. Put me on pause for 2 minutes. Allez! Alors mes petits, right guys, if you're listening to me, you've matched up as many as you can and you want the answers. So let's have a little look. Now remember, all of this I haven't taught you, so you should be getting none of these, but I know with your skill, you've been able to work some of these out. Alors donc, on y va mes petits. Numéro 2, disais, je m'entraîne. Now I don't know this word, but I know what je means, and this looks like an English word. Je m'entraîne matches to c'est. I train or like I work out or I practice. Numéro 3, c'est très similaire, mais cette fois, c'est pas je m'entraîne, c'est il s'entraîne. What does il mean? It means he and it's got the same word. Donc c'est I. He trains. Voilà. Well done if you got the first 3. 4 and 5 sont très similaires. Ce sont presque pareils. C'est quoi la différence entre 4 une fois par semaine et 5 une fois par jour? Alors, qu'est-ce que c'est une semaine? Qu'est-ce que c'est un jour? One means day and one means week. Which one's the way around? We've seen these before. When you say hello to someone in French, what do you say to them? What's the word for hello? Bonjour. Beautifully written, Mr. Ennis. Bonjour means hello. But when you look at that word properly, it means good day. Bonjour literally means good day. So 5, une fois par jour, is once a day. So 4, une fois par semaine, veut dire once a week. Donc l'ordre correct, c'est F et puis B. Alors, bon effort mes petits. If you got the first 5, you've done really well. You only need 5 overall to get to our difficult challenge today. So, let's see if you can get any more. Numéro 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, c'est très similaire. Alors, faire de la musculation. Here's our full form of the verb before we change it. What's that called again? An infinitive, which means to do or doing. So this one's got to match to G, to work out. Faire de la musculation is to work out. Think about using your muscles. Oh, you haven't got any. Faire de la musculation is to work out. All right, donc 7, 8, 9, 10. C'est quoi la différence? I've taken away the pronoun. I've taken away the je, the tu, the il, the elle, and it's an irregular verb. So you have to think about how our irregular verb changes to match up what goes where. And there's only a tiny change between our first two. 7 and 8 were the toughest. Numéro 7, c'est D. He or she works out. Et numéro 8, c'est A. You work out. It could also have been I work out. Same ending. Numéro 9, faisons de la musculation veut dire J. We work out. And that means 10. Font de la musculation, c'est eux, because it's ils font. So guys, amazing if you've done this. You know our verb faire really well. Fait, faisons, fait, font. A brilliant effort. Give yourself a mark. I haven't you done 5 or more? Happy with your score. If you're looking at that 11 and think, but we've only marked 10, you need the extra challenge. Give yourself the mark anyway. If you've gone for the extra challenge, I love your effort. If you get a perfect, give yourself a bonus mark. So you can get a top heavy fraction there. You can get a 12 out of 11. Alors donc, I train once a day. I work out in the sports center. Oof, this is tough because you have to think back to the next lesson. So, last lesson. So, I train, et je m'entraîne up here. Once a day, une fois, it's here, une fois par jour. I work out in the sports center would be je fais de la musculation au centre sportif. Voilà, so je m'entraîne une fois par jour. Je fais de la musculation au sens sportif. Guys, if you got that, you've done incredibly well. This was a tricky start, but we're just going to up that difficulty a tiny bit with our next activity. Good effort here. You can use this activity in the English here that we've matched up. In fact, you will need to use this activity in English we've matched up for our next task que je vais expliquer en français. Alors, mes petits, défi numéro 2. This is a lot bigger of a challenge today. Do you think you can handle it? Use the English to help you because this is so tough, year 7, and I'm going to explain it completely in French. Donc, écoutez-moi attentivement. Ici, dans la boîte bleue cette fois, vous avez les questions en français. Voilà, donc, quel est ton passe-temps préféré? U, est-ce que tu t'entraînes? Ici, A, B, C, D, E, F. Vous avez les réponses possibles. Donc, ce qu'il faut faire, trouver la paire entre la question ici et la réponse ici. Encore une fois, j'ai utilisé les couleurs pour vous aider. Donc, pour numéro 1, 2, 3, il y a 3 possibilités parce que les couleurs, donc les possibilités sont C, D et F. Alors donc, regardez numéro 1 ensemble. Quel est ton passe-temps préféré? So, we've just seen this word in our matchup before, so you can look back at that activity and see it means like hobby or activity. So what's your favorite hobby? Il y a 3 possibilités. C, j'aime faire de la danse pendant mes temps libres. D, je m'entraîne au gymnase. U, F, je m'entraîne 3 fois par jour. So, which of these answers, what's your favorite hobby? Where are they talking about an activity? C and D, they're both talking about an activity, but this is telling you where they're doing it. So I reckon that would match to whichever question, 1, 2, or 3 says where do you do it? C, just as I like doing dance in my free time. What's your favorite hobby? I like to... Alors donc, je pense que la paire, c'est C. Voilà. Donc, ce qu'il faut faire, mes petits, trouver la paire entre les deux. Second part then, you know how this works. In this text, in the blue box and the orange box, you've got all the vocabulary here, but you've got it in French. So, what you need to do is see if you can find this vocab in here. So where is it that I can see it? When is it that? Okay, that's early on. Is it that you do? I have one. Have a look and see if you can find this vocab. Now today, this is so tough that I only want 4, and that's including my little example here. 4 will be brilliant. That's for both tasks together, this and this. 8 or more will be fantastic. I think 12 is full marks today. You've done really well if you've done 14 is full marks, but 12 or more is a fantastic score, guys. Alors, bon courage. Put me on pause. I'd give yourself like 4 minutes to do this, yeah? Alors, bon courage, mes petits. Vous avez 4 minutes. On y va. Alors, mes petits, how'd you get on? If you've restarted me, you're ready for the answers now. This was really tough today. So let's see what we've got. Don't worry if you're not getting any of these because we haven't actually taught you this vocab. This is all down to your skill and what you know. Donc, le premier, we talked about this. We've gone for C. So it says, what's your favorite free time activity or hobby? And it's C, I like doing dance during my free time. Alors, donc, 2 et 3. It was all about the first words, yeah, the question word, which is why we put them in blue. U, est-ce que tu t'entraînes? Et le troisième, quand est-ce que tu t'entraînes? So the first one, U, and the second one, quand, were also down here as well. Do you know these 2 question words? U means where. So, numéro 2 dit, où est-ce que tu t'entraînes? Qui veut dire en anglais, where do you train? Donc, la solution, c'est D, je m'entraîne au gymnase. Et donc, numéro 3, quand est-ce que tu t'entraînes? Quand veut dire when. So it had to be a time phrase. Et ça, c'est F, je m'entraîne 3 fois par semaine. Right, guys, well done if you got the first 3. If you didn't, don't worry, there's still plenty of marks to get. Alors, numéro 4, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Another question word, remember, qu'est-ce que means what? So qu'est-ce que tu fais veut dire what do you do? So I have 3 possible answers here. It talks about Saturday, Il is they, so it's got to be this. Je fais de la musculation et je fais du jogging. Voilà, alors, deux qui restent. Number 5, so difficult, number 5. Est-ce que tu fais des competitions? Now this is your only clue. Competitions and a verb to do. So it's saying, do you do competitions? There's two possible answers. Is it A, ils font de la gymnastique? Or, let me use a different color. Is it E, le samedi dernier, j'ai fait un tournoi et j'ai gagné? La réponse, c'est E, which says, do you do competitions? E says, last Saturday, I did a tournoi, is how you say tournament, and I won. Do you see how tough that was? If you link 5 and E, you done really, really well there. Et numéro 6, qu'est-ce que ils font? Ils means they, so it's got to match to the il up here. Ils font de la gymnastique. Right, guys, 6 potential marks there. That was really tough today. Too tough for year 7. Guys, you've done well if you got a few of those. Let's go through our chasse au trésor. Donc, where is it that? You say où est-ce que, which is number 2. Where is it that you train? When is it that? Quand est-ce que. Donc, où est-ce que, quand est-ce que. Is it that you do? Est-ce que tu fais, which is number 5. Do you do competitions? But remember, instead of do you, the French say, is it that you do? I won or I have won. If they did a tournament, it's this last bit here. J'ai gagné. Voilà. Lovely GCSE phrase here. The verb gagner means to win, but also to earn your money. So I'd say like, I earned my wages this week. In French, you win your wages, which I really like. Alors, numéro ici, I do. C'est je fais. So I like doing. J'aime faire. Remember, we changed the first verb. The second verb doesn't change. It's an infinitive. I train is je m'entraîne. It looks a bit like I train. And then I did or I've done is j'ai fait un tournoi. I did a tournament. Right, 14 is the absolute maximum. 4 is what we're after for both tasks. 8 will be really, really strong. 12 or more is a fantastic, fantastic score. Alors mes petits, add up what you've got. Give yourself a grand total. What a strong start to today's lesson. Alors, so today is partly revision and to really push you. I've got a text and a listening, which are like, I can't give you the assessment early, but these are so close to the most difficult parts of the assessment that this is the ideal training for you. The reading and listening are skills, but remember the grammar, our verbs, they are everything. They underpin the whole French language. So have a little look. I've highlighted or I've underlined D, je, and then the E, and the je, and the E. And then I've gone for pink for faire, and then I've got 2 verbs together. We're going to revise all of this today. Donc, before we go through, the 2 biggest verbs in this whole module are the verb to play and the verb to do. There's 4 key questions here. You've looked at this before. Put me on pause, see if you can answer them, then restart the video. I'm going to work through the answers to make sure you know it. Pause me now. Can you answer these 4 questions? Bon courage. Alors mes petits, let's go for our answers. So the must-know verbs of the week are up here. We have jouer, a regular verb. What does a regular verb mean? It means it follows the pattern. And here's our pattern. Look, highlighted in yellow. E-E-S-E-E-E-O-N-S-E-Z-E-N-T. So this is how the verb jouer changes. We chop off the ER, and then we add the right endings for the person doing it. So I, you, he, she, one, we, you, they. So this is what it looks like. And remember, when you say you play with something, we looked at some examples, you always follow it with the word at. So you play at football, you need to get this one here and get it right. Same thing with fair, but this time fair is not following a regular pattern. What does that make it? A what verb? An irregular verb. What does that mean? It means it doesn't follow the pattern we've learned. It changes completely, and you've got to know off by heart. So let me show you. I remember being in school and having to write my verbs out hundreds of times. I had this tough teacher called Mrs. Slack, who was a legend, but you would not mess with her. Oh my God, she was hard as nails, right? When she used to give detentions, you'd say, Miss, how long is this detention for? And she'd say, until you know the verb. Until you know it. So there we go. So she taught me these verbs off by heart, and I can still do them. Fait, fait, fait with a T. Faisons, faites, fonts. Voilà, let me show you. Fait, 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 faisons, faites, font. Voila. So you need to learn these verbs off by heart. This is our verb to do. And when you say you do something in French, you never say I do swimming or I do walking. You've always got to say the word some after it. And here's our word for some. Like our word for a, there's 4 different ways to say it because of masculin, féminin, vowel and plural. So remember we've got o à la o à la o, and du de la de, du de la de, o à la o à la o, du de la de, du de la de. Voila. Right guys, these are the rules we're revising today. Okay, so see if you can answer my key questions. Can you do all 4? Can you remember our chance to remember them? If you can do that, you are ready to move on. We're going to do a tough reading now. Alors, je vais expliquer en français. Et voilà, mes petits. On your sheet then, if you scroll to the reading, you've got a text and it looks a little like this. We're missing words. Let me show you. Voila, guys. This is what your text looks like. You've got some of the text. It says, my friend Guillaume, which is the French word for William, Guillaume, has an original hobby. He does, this means like wrestling or fighting. So he does wrestling. And then you've got the text, but hang on a second. Il y a les mots qui manquent. Donc, mes petits, il faut écouter l'enregistrement et copier le texte. Donc, il faut visiter le site web ici et quand il vous demande, il faut copier et coller la code ici. This will give you the listening file. Then you can listen along to the text. And when you've got a gap up, you can stop it and you'll need to fill this in. Donc, activité 1, complétez le texte en écoutant l'enregistrement. Alors, activité 2, c'est ici. See, I've got these sentences. Guillaume's hobby is, what is it? We just talked about this. He trains how many times a week? So, il faut lire le texte que tu viens de compléter et il faut compléter les phrases en anglais selon le texte. Alors, right guys, activity 3, you've seen this before. Après avoir complété le texte, il faut chercher dans le texte par les mots ici en français. Voilà, we've already looked at this one. And this one, chercher dans le texte pour les mots ici en français. Alors, your extra challenge is written at the bottom. There's a translation challenge for you. Alors, mes petits. So, guys, this is tough today. Go on the link and I'd give you 10 minutes if we were all together in class. 10 minutes to do this activity. So, on your phone, ton portable, you can set a stopwatch on Minuteur for 10 minutes and see what you can do. After 10 minutes, restart this video and I'll show you the answers and we'll go through it. Good luck guys, vous avez 10 minutes, on y va! Alors mes petits, here is the full completed text. So activity 1, you had to fill everything in yellow. Put me on pause now, have a little read through, see if you managed to do it right. Don't worry too much about your spelling. Did you know this is what they said? Is this what you've got? Alors, et activité 2, right, so now we've got the completed text. Let's go through our answers, let's see what we've got. So, Guillaume's hobby is all the way at the top here. So, have a look, it goes, mon copain Guillaume a un passe-temps original. So, passe-temps is how you say a hobby. Il fait de la lutte, so his hobby is wrestling. He trains how many times a week? It says, il s'entraîne 3 fois par semaine. 1, 2, 3. 3 times a week is how often he trains. First of all, he goes. So the word for first of all, firstly, is d'abord. Really useful word. I'd love to see that in your ESO exam. So d'abord, il fait du jogging. So first he goes running or jogging if you've written that. Ensuite is how you say next. Ensuite, il fait de la musculation. So then he does a workout or weights or anything like that. You'll get the mark. Alors, 5. Then he goes. So after that it says puis. So there's 2 ways to say then or next. Ensuite means next. Puis means then. So then he goes. Puis il fait de la natation. Natation is swimming. Voila. Alright guys. Then 2 to go. usually, which is d'habitude. So this brings our answer down here. D'habitude, le samedi, il a un match. So usually on, what day is samedi? It's Saturday. Voilà, so usually on Saturday he has a match. And then finally, last Saturday, Guillaume something the match. He is now something champion. So samedi dernier, il a gagné le match. We've talked about this word today. It's the verb to win. So last Saturday, Guillaume won the match and he is now, il est champion régional. He is regional champion. Guys, excellent effort here. Count how many you've got for me. Et voilà, la prochaine activité, il fallait chercher dans le texte pour le vocabulaire. This is what you should have. An original hobby is un passe-temps original. Wrestling is la lutte. First is dab dab d'abord. Then he does. Ensuite, il fait. Last Saturday, so samedi is Saturday. So samedi dernier is last Saturday. And then he won or he has won is il a gagné. Voilà. Right guys, so the extra challenge was to translate this last little bit. Here's the answers. A phenomenal effort if you got onto our translation challenge today. Don't worry if you haven't got this perfect. If you're close, you've done really, really well. There's so much unknown vocabulary, so well done. A really difficult extra challenge today. Bon effort, mes petits. Alors, so guys, so far so good. We've matched up our new language. You've understood a text on like a wrestler, a regional champion wrestler. What we're going to do now is really put you to the test. Now, the reading assessment is always a challenge, but the listening is so challenging. It comes at you so fast. Let's get you prepared for it now with a little practice. Alors, mes petits choux-fleurs, maintenant, on va écouter quelque chose. Et ici, vous avez les possibilités. Vous avez A, B, C, D, E et F. Ici, vous avez les personnes qui parlent. Ce qu'il faut faire, il faut écouter l'enregistrement. Pour gagner l'enregistrement, il faut visiter le site web. Et quand il vous demande pour un code, il faut copier et coller le code ici. Voilà. Donc, avec ça, vous allez écouter 6 personnes et ils vont dire une activité qu'ils ont fait et une autre activité qu'ils ont fait. Il faut écouter, il faut écrire la lettre A, B, C, D à côté du bon numéro. Par exemple, il dit numéro 1, c'est D. Donc ici, je vais écrire D. Voilà. Donc, écoutez, ils vont dire les activités et compléter la grille. Your extra challenge then, they're going to say all 4 of these words. Can you pick them out? So, put me on pause now. Go on the link. When it asks you for a code, copy and paste the code, and this code is on your handout today. So just click on it, copy and paste it in, and then listen to it. And then on the next few slides, I go through the transcript. So you put me on pause now. Have a go at this. You can stop it, you can rewind, you can listen to it as many times as you want. When you think you got the answers, and if you've had a go at the extra challenge, press play again, and I'll show you the transcript, and then I'll go through the answers. Bon courage, mes petits. Alors, mes petits, right guys, so here's the transcript for numbers 1, 2, and 3. Put me on pause, have a little read through. Do you agree with your answers? If so, great. If not, can you change it now to something else? Don't forget the extra challenge. This is the ideal time to have a little look for that. So put me on pause, read through 1, 2, 3. Alors, right guys, and 4, 5, and 6 are on the board. Same thing again. Read it through, check your answers, look for the extra challenge. Pause me now and have a little read through. I'll go through the answers on the next slide. Alors mes petits, right guys, let's see what we've got. Donc numéro 1 était D, that was the example. Numéro 2 était A, numéro 3 est C, numéro 4 est F, numéro 5 est B, et donc numéro 6 est E. Right guys, excellent effort here. Here's your extra challenge. This evening is le soir. The evening is le soir. They say oh yeah? Ah bon? Ah bon? You'll hear that all the time when you go to France. And then I love that as well. J'adore ça aussi. Phenomenal effort if you got into our extra challenge. Year 7, you have been legends today. I think today was a really, really tough lesson. Definitely the toughest lesson so far for year 7. Definitely the toughest reading and listening. So a brilliant effort today. Guys, your assessment is coming up. It's a few lessons away, but it will be coming. So your homework this week is here. I have given you a list of questions. Now, some of these questions will be your writing assessment. Some of them won't. You don't know what's what. So what I want you to do is spend 30 minutes and I want you to draft and write your ideal answers for this. Now, I've seen some people prepare this before and they write like 3 words per question. No way, guys. Like, think how long your assessment is. Like, a lot of you write like 50 to 100 words. So writing like 3 words per question is not 30 minutes. I want you to spend a proper 30 minutes on it. That's like 3-4 minutes per question writing. What can you do? Answer these questions in as much detail as possible in your book, guys, and that will be for next week when your assessment begins. Okay, guys, right, you've done phenomenal today. A really, really, really strong effort. Hope to see you back at school soon, guys. Alors, merci mes petits et au revoir.